Unleash the champion within.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Central Florida High School Scoreboard Show, Episode 2, presented by Influencer Council. I'm Ontavius McCullough, Big O. Got my boy Baylin Truilio over there, AJ Brooks. Man, it's been a week. It's gonna be a week. We got a lot to talk about on today's show. You never know who may pop on also as well. Before we get into Baylin's mollywhopping, I want to kind of add a little bit of some headliners, if you will, kind of let everybody know what's been kind of circulating around football. Please like, share, subscribe. We're on YouTube, we're on X, we're on VSN, on the Roku, Fire Stick TV, Apple TV. You can download us on your mobile phone. So we're everywhere, virtually everywhere. Feel free to comment. We'll share those comments as you guys are tuning in. I know once we get to our top 10, there may be some discrepancies, maybe some comments, some chatter going on. I say put it in the chat. Here we go. There was a couple of headlines this week that really caught my eye. I want to share this story. This happened Friday night. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Circulating on YouTube, Twitter, on X, on IG, on Facebook. But you see in these photos, one of the referees during a Friday night game went down, had a cardiac arrest in the middle of a game. And referee coach Lou Murphy actually performed CPR, resuscitating him not only once, but twice, and brought him back. I heard he's in, people are still praying for the speedy recovery of the ref that was down. But this was a miracle that someone was close enough to him to perform CPR. We hear a lot of, not so good stories on the field. This was definitely a good feel-good story. So much prayers to this ref for a speedy recovery. And then we have one more that I saw on this. Baylin, AJ, I know until we're blue in the face talking about this, but this is something interesting that the Florida Coaches Coalition had put. Florida went 1-11 versus out-of-state teams this weekend. The average score was 31-14. Florida football is paying the price for transfers, 7v7 summers, and the high turnover of underpaid coaches. As we predicted for years, the crisis is here. AJ, Baylin, what are your quick thoughts on this as you look at this? What do you see how this is impacting football in Florida?
You got it, babe.
No, it's shocking to see this. All the really good coaching from the state of Florida is going to Georgia and other places. So you're starting to see that good coaching go up to other places like that, and they're coming. Obviously, they're scheduling. My son's excited. Scheduling games down here because they have the relationships that they built by being in Florida, and so they're coming down here and competing. And I think the only team was American Heritage. And they came back after down 28-0. They were the team to win. So it's very shocking to see that the dominance that's not here in Florida. But yeah, man, like I said, with how coaches are leaving the state of Florida, going to other places, they're coming down to still play. And then these powerhouses are just, scheduling these national ranked teams because we're in the state of Florida and they're coming with victories. So I think they caught us on a good year. I think this year, if you look from top to bottom, there are dominant teams in the state, but right. A lot of teams are in rebuild years, all these powerhouses. And so a lot of these North schools and West Coast schools are taking advantage of that and scheduling these powerhouses like Chaminade, St. Thomas Aquinas, and Venice and stuff like that. And they're taking advantage of the rebuild years.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, guys, we tell you, you never know who's going to pop up on our show, special guests every week. We got a special treat for everyone tonight. You guys call him the Camp King. We got Coach Lowe.
What's going on?
Hey,
What's going on?
Man.
Oh, you see the shirt that I'm wearing, so he had to come on today because he knows on Sunday there's a big game going on, and trust me, I'm going to be there with Darion Coleman. We got Miami versus Notre Dame, and he knows we're going to be texting back and forth the entire day on Sunday. Go Canes.
Well, you already know. Since you taking Darion on this, I'm just going to go ahead and be texting Noah in the back end and saying, hey, let's go ahead and take your quarterback coach down tonight. You know what I mean? Keep in mind now, we are the one that went to the ship. You are the one that would even go on the ship. So think about that last year now. We didn't win the ship, but
Let's not do that because there's two other Florida teams that were sinking pretty heavy in that ocean, and we're not. And Miami got 2 nice victories over both of them by blowout fashion. So we weren't the ones sinking. We just didn't get to steer the ship at the end because we made the wrong turn against Georgia Tech and Syracuse. But we could have, made a little statement there at the end, but we didn't.
Well, look at this. It looked like the Titanic. Titanic went down like this here. Y'all went first, we went last. It's okay. We had one more chance to tell our loved ones we love them. Go Irish.
And because you guys aren't in a conference, we both didn't have a conference championship or a national title. So it looks like we're in the same boat. You're right.
Yeah. Coach Lowe, man, what you been up to, man? Tell the people what you got coming up, man. What you been up to?
Oh, man, just the journey of camps. They say Coach Lowe for life, a.k.a. the Camp King. That's definitely what I did from November all the way to July the 12th, 37 camps on the year. We hit over 7,000 athletes just running camps, to over 15 different states. So it's a lot of work, a lot of journey, get opportunity to coach, mentor, and train kids all over the country. I had an opportunity to go to Hawaii last year and doing a camp. So that was huge for us. First time been there. After, took some time and did a little tour and learned the culture and the history of Hawaii too. So you never know where the journey going to take you, a place you never thought you're going to go. They say Hawaii is a dream, but you know what? Going through this journey and helping kids, it made my dream come true. The opportunity, my dream vacation was to go to Hawaii, and I did it, not through this finance of my own, someone else that brought me there. And we had a great camp over there, some great guys. Nico father actually was at the ones at Tennessee, that he at UCLA now. His dad was there also too, so great to meet him and talk to them guys. So it was exciting year. Now the ties don't change. I went from Coach Lowe to Daddy Lowe. So now from August all the way to November, it's all volleyball and football. That's all it is. Volleyball, football. My daughter's in Norfolk State. Matter of fact, she's going to play the weekend against UCF and Florida Gators. They're coming down. And then my son at St. Thomas University said he's going to go on the field this year. So a fall football, fall volleyball, be a dad for life instead of Coach Lowe for life. And we do got our FBU stuff coming up. I was just talking to Baylin about some of the top 8th grade quarterbacks in the state of Florida. Even if not, maybe some top in the country, when it come down to guys getting under 8th grade All-American game. We got one already in that game. So it's interesting to see how that's going to pan out, how that's going to work. So I leaned on Baylin just now, and he don't know what I was trying to do. I was trying to get some insight, but I got some. I don't think I got enough. So he might be September 14th. He might be at CFCA at our trial, evaluating and picking 2 out of 6 of the best quarterbacks in the state. So that's what we got going on, man. And that's my journey for now, and just excited to keep on impacting.
Well, Coach Lowe, man, it's a pleasure to have you on the show, man. We got a lot of good talking points for today. I know this is Baylin, one is Baylin's favorite part of the show. We're going to the recap of week 1. So here we go. Y'all get ready for the molly whopping. Here we go.
Whoa.
First game was Apopka Blue Daughters versus Holy Knights, 0-47. Man.
That's your team, man. They yikes.
Well, go ahead. I don't know if I can comment now, or I'm going to wait on you to comment, but I would like to comment on this one. Go ahead. Well, y'all tell me how it roll.
Go ahead.
I know AJ said that he ain't going to let the Blue Darts out and dry after the history that they've had with Dan LaForest on the phone today. But, there's no way. And none of us picked this game. And I didn't think it was going to be this bad. We knew it was going to be a blowout, but this is pretty bad. This is like embarrassing bad. Obviously, Apopka's trying to figure out what their identity is on offense, defense, special teams, and Okoye knows exactly who they are because they have half the Apopka Blue Darters team, and they use it to their advantage. And so when you have a quarterback like Tyson Davison who's seen that defense for the last 3.5 years, it was easy for him all night long. And then he has talent around him. I think he's in an offense that he's very comfortable with his uncle as the offensive coordinator. It was all nights. I don't even remember the last time Okoye beat Apopka, especially like this.
They've never beaten them.
I don't think. Yeah. So the fact that that a former Apopka Blue Darter was there to beat Apopka for the first time in school history, that's pretty scary. But that's something that Tyson will never forget, and I'm sure he's excited.
Well,
I know. Go ahead, Lo.
Well, I look at it like this right here. Let's talk about the breakdown from Jones High School. For a year, Jones High School was down for maybe 10 years or more, where they wasn't winning at all. And what changed the game for them was what? A new coach came in, a new a journey, a new process, a new mindset came into Jones. They got the right kids in there, the right coach in there. And now you see Jones, one of the top teams in the country. When all said and done, produce multiple power forward guys, top guys. Like I say, right now, they got probably the top receiving, top quarterback in the country right now. So, that's committed to Miami, committed to Nebraska. So, but guess what? It wasn't always like that. So you flip the script to Apopka itself. They've been like that forever. Got more first-round draft picks than anybody in the Central Florida area. Been to state championship more than anyone in Central Florida area. Produced more top first-round draft picks than anyone in the area. Does that mean this is the end for Apopka? I don't think so. Because a tradition. Time is changing. But one thing I do know, what happened to a lot of programs, when a new coach come in, things can change. People like to chase an image instead of staying with what's authentic. So the image wins sometime, but eventually, what's authentic number come back. But you got to hand it down to Okoye. They had a lot of great advantages. 1, they got Apopka players. 2, they got a Apopka offensive coordinator. 3, they got a Apopka quarterback. 4, they got a good coach in Buck Gurley. I mean, you can't be mad. The guy's a pretty good dude. He coached. He played in the league. He played in the game. They had a good season last year. Don't forget now. Everybody got to remember, with or without a Apopka player, how far did Okoye go in the playoff last year, AJ? Where they went? Second 1, 2?
So they lose the first round.
I think they made a second round because they went back. They went like second round, possibly third. We got to look at it. Let's not look at how they got players. Okoye was good last year. That's not what
history has shown that this has been a 1-point game for the longest. Even though Apopka has dominated the rivalry, Okoye has been knocking on the door for the last 4 or 5 years. At the end of the day, Apopka has dominated Central Florida for the last 30 to 40 years.
Correct.
Is it going to be a down year for them? It is, but that's just the times. This is the first time in our lifetimes that we're seeing kids transfer out of Apopka, transfer out of Osceola, transfer out of Seminole. Kids didn't transfer out of those programs. They played with the Little League program, and they played all the way till they went to college. So I just think that this is today's climate, and I mean, we got to get used to it until we see something different. But yeah, Okoye the real deal though. So let's not put it all Apopka this.
Correct.
I'll say this. I don't know if you guys remember a year, but remember the last time Apopka lost transfers, it was 1 year. It was to Wekiva, and that Wekiva team was absolutely
2018-19. They lost Tyler Davis. So
can I ask you guys this? Do you think that Okoye team has the same type of year that Wekiva did with the use of Apopka players? Do you think this could be a special year for Okoye?
That Wekiva team, bro, they got.
I got to disagree. I don't think so. All reason I go against that, you got to understand Tyler Davis plays for the Rams right now. Nowhere Pollard played was at Samson 49. Okay, he was at Virginia, but he had a chance. He had a stint with Samson 49. Brandon Hill was at Houston, Texas.
With the Texans, then he got
Renato Green that's sitting down at San Francisco 49ers right now.
Starting.
That's right. So you got 4 guys. And I don't know if there's 4 first round or first round NFL guys on a 53-man roster on the Okoye team, but they got some players. And Okoye did lose Mike McClendon. He's over at Edgewater tearing the club up over there now. So keep in mind now, we lost a monster. This guy averaged almost 15 tackles per game. So you just lost a guy with 150 50 plus tackles.
Now, he had over 200 tackles last year.
Okay. So let me get that right. Let me get my stats right. 200 plus tackles. You lose that. You find a quarterback that can help, but defense still have to play some good football. So I know we're going to see what they do against the other team that can compete. Parker's young. They got more young guys starting than ever. They got guys had to step in, feel they fit in, new offensive coordinator, new coach, new players. Parker's still a Parker. We'll keep it moving.
All right, guys. Let's move on. Baylin, what do you think about this Miami New Orleans Vikings versus Lake Mary Rams? Man, I think all eyes were definitely on this game because talk to us about those last drives, Baylin. Like, you know, our group chat was blowing up, man. Walk us through that. 29-30.
Yeah, you're telling me. I mean, when you're down 29-7 with 9 minutes left in the football game, you know, AJ said it all last year. And he said it, even though he picked Miami Norland, he said it's an inner city school in Miami, blah, blah, blah. I was the only one to pick Lake Mary Rams to win this football game. And lo and behold, it looks like I was right, which is why I have a 1-point victory over AJ in predictions right now. But anyways, but he said it all last year. If you have Noah Grubbs, you are in any football game. And the fact that Miami Norland kind of laid off the gas pedal a little bit, try to get out of a win conservatively with 9 minutes. Now, again, everything has to go right for you to come back down 22 points with 9 minutes left. I mean, there's not enough possessions to even come back. But the fact that Lake Mary got 4 3-and-outs in a row and scored on every single one of those to come back to win. You know, Noah finished 3 touchdowns, rushing touchdowns, and 2 2-point conversions to win the football game. Absolutely sensational. This is a historic movie scene. I put out a video this morning with Noah with the crown. They crowned him last night as the king of Seminole County and probably Orlando history. I mean, this is crazy. And Miami Norland is probably the most talented football team on a roster standpoint, other than maybe Lakeland, that they're going to see all year in their 10 games. And so this was a big-time win for Lake Mary. Had a lot of momentum going into a good Osceola matchup this Friday night. I just think this is massive for Noah's legacy at Lake Mary to have a statement win like this, because Norland had to drive 4 hours. And remember, they were up 29-7 and lost to Noah Grubbs. So when they see him playing on the National Football League, they're going to remember this game and say, man, we had them on the ropes. And Noah Grubbs effect, man. AJ said it all last year, and here we are with the victory.
Hey, Lake Mary, my bad. I apologize. Like I said, I got no disrespect to the program, but obviously Miami Norland disrespected the program. With 9 minutes to go, Miami Norland started pulling their starters. Bro, I don't know what they thinking. It's like the equivalent of having Peyton Manning or Tom Brady on the other side. Like, you don't pull your starters until the game is over. Yeah. And Noah and my boy Bear Schultz, they connected 3 times. They're gonna have a huge connection all season. But yeah, shout out to Lake Mary coaching staff, because your team takes on the identity of the coaches, and obviously the coaches stay composed, stay calm, and they never panic, and it shows with that comeback.
Well, I'm gonna close it up with this here then: special team, special team, special teams,
and a blocked field goal to win the game too. Let's not forget that.
That's
a blocked field goal to win the game.
The next game that was on our schedule.
AJ, yeah, go ahead, O, because I'm about to say, AJ, you apologize to Lake Mary. I think a lot of Dr. Phillips need to apologize to all of us on this thing. So go ahead, O.
Dr. Phillips against Dillard, 0-39. AJ, why are you shaking your head, man?
Because I ain't 39, nothing. A lot could go wrong. Like, I don't care, 4 turnovers inside the red zone, 4 times, don't score. Yeah. 39, nothing. That's tough, man. So I did not see this coming. Obviously Stanley Anderson, Mr. Wright, Kai ain't coming through the door. Kel not coming through the door. So this is a new team, a new season. But I didn't see 39, nothing. I thought they would win this game.
Well, you got to look at this too. They just had a new quarterback, Mr. Cameron West, that just came in, transferred from Osceola, and by losing the quarterback they had from West Virginia, he decided to go back, maybe a little homesick, I heard through the grapevine. But Cameron West came in the first game, did well, ran hard, ran fast, but it's still getting accolade. The team they played, Boone is, to my opinion, not on the same level that they was a couple of years ago, and they had a great showing against Boone. But Boone is not Dillard. On the road, traveling, you're still going to play in Miami, no matter how you look at it. And you can see some of the young talent and the new quarterback. The new guy, MJ, the one that commit, I think, to Mississippi State, was coming back from an injury, what case might be. Multiple turnovers. You can't do that against a Miami team. I don't care they're a low Miami team or a high Miami team. You got to play flawless when you're in Miami. Period. The end. But that's not a doctor for the team that we know.
A lot of them, but we'll give. I guess we'll say down south.
Down south.
I don't think any team is going to win with 6 turnovers and you're in the red zone 4 times with no points. There's no team that's ever going to win with a pick 6. Yeah, so Dr. Phillips has to clean some stuff up, or they might see themselves lose a couple games this year.
Baylin, next game that was on the docket was Evans versus West Orange, 18-28.
This is where I have to apologize because I should never bet against AJ Chung and company.
Brady Chung.
But I'll tell you what, this Evans team had so much hype going in the offseason. We saw them at media days. They looked the part. You know, they arguably the best running back in the entire city. I was excited about this football team. Isaiah Woods, the new quarterback from Leesburg, he's a special phenomenon. But, man, when you're up 12-0, potentially going to go up 19-0 or 20-0, and you fumble right there inside the 5-yard line, and then it was touchdown, onside kick, touchdown, fumble, return, pickup, scoop and score, touchdown, 21 points for West Orange in the span of 5 minutes in the second quarter. So, I mean, they capitalized on everything. You know, I called a blowout win for Evans in this game. It was shaping up to be that way because they were dominating the first, quarter and a half. But with, the running back going down with a little ankle injury, he's finished the rest of the game, so we're not going to put on that. But there was multiple defensive backs. That's probably the Evans strength of this program went down. And, AJ Chung and company just went to work. And West Orange had a huge victory. You might see them pop in our top 10 later on. But I want to apologize to West Orange. And I'm glad you're watching the show because you used my voice for your little highlight clip. But great job to them, man. And go Warriors. Yeah.
I was at that game, man. West Orange deserved the credit. They capitalized on all the mistakes from Evans. But just to let you know, D4, he probably only had like 6 or 7 carries throughout that game. He was ineffective, got hurt the first drive of the game on like his second carry. So he was a no-go. And last year, Evans rushed for over 400 yards against West Orange. I can guarantee that Evans didn't have 50 yards rushing. So West Orange did what they were supposed to do. We'll give them credit. At the same time, I'm interested to see what happens with Evans because the depth of Evans' team, which is their secondary, Evans had 5 starters get hurt in that game, 2 starters that didn't play. So that's 7 out of 22 starters that didn't play or didn't even suit up for the game or got hurt during the game. So we'll have to see how they recover here in the next couple of weeks.
This was a great matchup, Cocoa Tigers versus Merritt Island Mustangs. I don't think that we talked about it last week. We didn't think it was going to be this close, but it went to 2 overtimes. Baylin, what were your thoughts when our group chat was blowing up?
Yeah, I was absolutely shocked when I saw the score of this because I train again Kevin and Champ Smith. They went at it in one of my trainings in St. Cloud right before the season started, and they were talking trash and. This was like Merritt Island Super Bowl, and they gave everything. They had no turnovers, pretty much played a flawless game. On the other side, Coach Franco and Snyder and company, they had, I believe, 4, 5, 6, 7 turnovers. Unbelievable. I mean, the fact that you win a game having 7 turnovers and the other team having 0, that just shows you how good Cocoa could be if they just get it together. I have to give a shout-out to my guy, Champ Smith, leading a final 2-minute drive down 17-10 to go to overtime. Looked very poised in that with no timeout. Went down the field, I believe, 98, 97 yards and finished the drive going into overtime. They ultimately won. But, man, some of these stats are absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to pull up Champ Smith's stats right now. He had the most completions in the history of Cocoa Tigers in his first ever real game, completing 35 passes. He was 35 for 52, 294 touchdown. That's crazy. I mean, when you look at Blake Boda, Brady Hart, even the kid that went to Ole Miss, Diego, they've had some dudes at quarterback. And for him to have the most completions ever in a football game at Cocoa, that speaks volumes for Champ Smith and where he's headed this season. And the fact that he came in 2 weeks before camp started and Coach Snyder's throwing the ball 52 times with a new quarterback. That's unheard of. So great job to Cocoa. Great job for making us look right on the show because this would have been a crazy upset for the state and especially our rankings after they were upset that we ranked O'Galley above them. But yeah, Cocoa Tigers, unbelievable win and great job. And Troy Silverson, the quarterback that moved to tight end, had the
Baylin.
touchdown. Special talent. Go ahead.
Baylin. Was Coco being cocky because they playing Merritt Island? They down the road.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I mean, hey, let's talk about Olympia Horizon. We'll get into that later. But yeah. It's a mindset for sure, no doubt.
Yeah.
The next game that was on the docket was Gali versus Vero Beach, 31-41. Was this surprising?
Yeah.
Not when you're
realistically. Come on now. Let's tell the whole story.
Yeah, the third play of Joseph Allen's game, he went down with, unfortunately, a knee injury that took him out. So I think the way they're moving the ball, I think O'Galley would have actually beat them pretty handily. I mean, they were looking very efficient. The first play, they threw a bubble route that went 70 yards. I mean, they would have gashed them all night. I think that when you lose your quarterback like that in the third play of offense, mind you, they had a kickoff return earlier, so they were already up 7. O'Galley was looking to pour it on Vero Beach, and then Vero Beach ended up losing their quarterback. I don't think it's as a severe injury as Joseph was, but I mean, they went so one-dimensional with the Wildcat offense. They still scored 31 points. Well, actually, 21 points without Joseph Allen, or 17. But yeah, I think O'Galley was headed to a special game. Unfortunately, prayers up for Joseph. I love you, man. He had a great offseason, got his body right. AJ was with him the whole time in 7-on-7. I mean, I was looking for O'Galley to really make a statement this year, and it's heartbreaking, but I know he's going to come back even stronger, and he's going to do special things. But yeah, O'Galley would have won this game, in my opinion, if they had their quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. The next game that we were paying attention to was Milton versus the First Academy, 24-17. I think Dan was on the show. Yeah, Dan was on the show last week, and he said, don't be surprised. First Academy bounces back, after that tough first loss. But what does this look like for another highly ranked team?
I think they improving, man. I think they heading in the right direction. Realistically, the IMG team, that IMG team, Low, we saw that together. Them were some grown men, man. And it's a lot of teams in the country that would struggle versus that IMG team. I think that TFA is starting to figure it out. They're getting closer and closer. I think they're heading in the right direction.
Now, AJ, you mentioned one player. You and Dan mentioned one player last week that was going to be a difference in this for Milton, and he didn't play at all this game from St. Thomas Aquinas, the 6'4", 220 quarterback. They relied on a freshman quarterback. He ended up throwing 2 interceptions to our boy from Oregon, the Oregon commit, Devin Jackson, but they were not full go. Milton was not full go. So I would have loved to see how they would have responded to a 6'4", 220-pound quarterback, but he unfortunately did not play. But yeah, I do believe that TFA is heading in the right direction, and they need to get it together really soon.
Well, I actually had the opportunity to go into that game. Actually, I was there, and I watched the Milton and the TFA game. And what was the change was bringing Brian Diller in at quarterback to start the game off. So that changed the dynamic of the game a little bit right there with him. And he did make some great changes for them, move the ball down the field. He threw a touchdown. He ran fast. He had one break, about 50, 60-yard scramble all the way down the field. So he did something that kind of changed the game. I don't know if Milton was prepared for him because he didn't play quarterback maybe 1 or 2 snaps at IMG. When they played IMG, he did change the dynamics of the game when he was in there. Then when Landon Holler did get an opportunity to come in and play, Landon was running a little bit more because kind of opened up a little bit for them, get him an opportunity to move around. But of course, Landon had an interception here and there, and it just changed the game a little bit, to my opinion, for them. And other than that, that was it mainly, was the quarterback play and what was happening. And then I will say this here, and I know sometimes you say stuff live and they be like, oh my God, why are you talking about us? I'm just a fan of certain coverages and certain play calling. I just feel like there's just certain coverages deserve certain play calling. And that third quarter, I seen the coverage. The play caller came in. Brian Williams, Alabama commit, caught a 15-yard corner curl, took that thing about 50 yards. Why third quarter? I think that was for me was a change of the game a little bit. And he also got Brian involved in the game. You got different guys involved in the game and making things happen. The number one, the wide receiver slot Manning did some great things all over the field. He would have missed to do it all. So I do see him moving in the right directions. At the same time, they got a big game coming up this week against another powerhouse Alabama team. So we'll see how it is, but they have to start winning, period.
The last game that we had, to watch was Jones versus Winter Park, 35-0. Baylin, didn't you call that?
Yeah, of course. We all call this mollywop. And what we said last week was teams are not only trying to just, their mindset isn't, hey, how can we beat Jones? It's how can we not get blown out with a running clock? And I don't think that anybody on their schedule is not going to see this type of action here. Darion Coleman, very smooth. He had a really good game, throwing a lot of underneath passes, because if you watch the film, which I got the opportunity to watch the whole entire game on Monday, they're playing about 9 to 12 yards off. I mean, on the snap, everybody's bailing. So they're like, you're not going to beat us deep. Well, lo and behold, they have every fast receiver in the whole city. I mean, that you're actually playing to Jones' strength by them throwing a 5-yard hitch or a bubble and letting those guys go to work, like Larry Miles and the Hicks kid. Like they have such good weapons that, hey, and then guess what else Jones did? They established the run game. They had 3 running backs that had close to 100 yards each with several touchdowns. So, I mean, they were very effective, and they got to see some of the stuff that they want to work on later on when it matters. But yeah, man, I mean, it doesn't get any harder. I mean, they have Timber Creek this week, so look for another running clock mollywop by halftime. And it's just going to keep going.
Hey, look, though, check it out. I can't just let you just say all kind of crazy stuff. We know Jones is the big dog. Jones is the big dog, but you said that everybody on their schedule.
Well, okay, Edgewater. Okay.
Edgewater.
Yeah.
And Osceola. Don't disrespect Osceola, because they always play Jones.
Osceola's going to get it, and they're going to not.
Hey, I'm just saying, historically, Coach Will understands historically Osceola and Edgewater always plays him tough. So he not thinking how you thinking 35.
Always. Let's not remind you, Jones put the whipping on Edgewater in the playoffs.
Historically.
Well, I tell you this right here, just to throw this in right here too. This is the first year in a while that I've seen where a team actually have athlete from the left to the right. You can talk about DJ Hicks. You can talk about Larry Miles. You got 3 running backs almost hitting 100 yards apiece. You got Derwin Coleman, but there's 2 young boys there that people better respect. Yes, Ron Schroeder, the transfer from Bishop Moore, and Tyler, the little young boy. They got any one of them guys can catch a ball and do things. So we can't double team. You can't overtop. You can't do it. If you do it,
the world don't know little Tyler. Only he local hero right now.
Hey guys, we still got a lot more to show love. We're gonna take a quick break. We still got the dudes of the week coming right after this, and then our top 10 rankings, and then games of the week. We'll be back in 90 seconds. Hang tight.
In the world of sports, every move counts. Every decision shapes your future.
At Influencer Counsel, we understand the importance of making the right choices and having wise counsel.
Our team specializes in legal counsel, ensuring every contract is airtight and every deal is in your best interest.
In this new world, financial responsibility is even more important than ever before. We ensure our clients understand this new responsibility and educate them on how to navigate it properly. Taxation obligations, investment opportunities, and purchasing assistance can mean the difference in their short-term and long-term success.
Our branding specialists work tirelessly to build and elevate your personal brand, making sure you stand out on and off the field. Join Influencer Counsel and maximize your opportunities. Legal, financial, branding, legacy. Your future starts here.
Hey guys, welcome back. Man, it's been a jam-packed show already. That was just the first half. Yeah. Coach Lowe, he done put some gear on.
Yeah, Baylin. You see that, Baylin? You see that, Shamrock? You see that? Yeah, hey, Baylin, when you get a helmet like this right here, that means you did something special. 57-yard pick 6 against Maryland FedEx Stadium, Lowood Jr., baby. They say take the helmet on, because Baylin got no one that did that.
Yeah, you're right about that. I'll tell you that.
Speaking of dudes, Baylin, you got 3.
If it wasn't against Miami, or I definitely wouldn't have heard the end of that.
Baylin, you got 3 dudes of the week that we want to highlight. Take it away, my man.
Yep. So our first, we go over offensive dude of the week. I mean, this was tough because we had big time performances. Sam Johnson for Boone had a big performance. You also had Blake McCullough from Bishop Moore had a sensational performance. Also, their running back had a special performance. But overall in all, Noah Grubbs is it because of the competition and what he did with 9 minutes left. It's unheard of. 3 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdowns, and a comeback win down 29-7. He is our offensive player and dude of the week against Miami Norland, the inner city squad that AJ was bragging about. Took the L 4 hours south Friday night as Noah was celebrating with probably his friends. And what a great victory for Lake Mary.
Sir.
Our defensive dude of the week, I'm sure Lowood and AJ Brooks knows this kid very well. The Oregon commit Devin Jackson. We mentioned him in our recap with 2 interceptions against nationally ranked Milton. Special talent. He plays both sides of the ball. And what I love about him the most is he made a statement today on Twitter. He is going to no other games besides Oregon this year. He is fully committed to the Ducks. So great job, Devin Jackson, for winning our dude of the week for week 1. And last but not least, the third phase of the game. Low Woods loves this special teams. You got to go over special teams
all day.
I'm telling you, this kid's like Devin Hester for Windermere. Special teams dude of the week is CJ Bronow, the Florida Gator commit. Had a 97-yard opening kickoff return for a touchdown in a mollywop 43-3 victory over Harmony. Guys, Windermere has won 11 straight games. They're not going anywhere. I think they go undefeated back-to-back years for Ricky Smith and company. But this kid right here is a special talent and a huge reason why Windermere's back on the map.
Yes, sir. All day long. All day long. You seen that? You definitely seen that 10.2 on that grass.
A lot of teams are seeing that this year. Trust me.
Now this next segment, Baylin, AJ, Coach Lowe, Twitter's been blowing up. IG's been blowing up. Facebook has been blowing up. People got something to say about last week's rankings. And sure enough, they have something to say about these rankings for week 2. Right now we're at 10, Osceola, 9, Lake Brantley, 8, West Orange, 7, Cocoa, 6, Ocoee, 5, Lake Mary, 4, Bishop Moore, 3, Edgewater, 2, TFA, and number 1 still at Jones. AJ, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, we saw some movement in the top 10. Obviously, we see EG and Evans out of the top 10. Osceola, Lake Brantley, West Orange, Ocoee. Ocoee was in it, but they move up. But the newcomers, we'll see if Osceola stays in it. They have a tough matchup this week versus Lake Mary. Lake Brantley, I could see that team potentially winning a lot of games. We'll see how they do once they get to Lake Mary, Seminole. But even now, I mean, if I had to take them or Seminole right now, crazy to think that I would take Lake Brantley, but I probably would, just honestly speaking. But yeah, I think this is a strong top 10. Jones, they could play with. Obviously, they're the top dog. They've been the top dog for quite a couple years now. Quite some time since Coach Will's been there. Only one Metro school has beaten him, and that's Edgewater Eagles. So I think it's safe to say that they're the top dog. But what I will say is them 2 teams on Edgewater Drive, they rolling right now. So, between Edgewater and Bishop Moore, I think they scored 130 points, 130 plus points between the 2 of them. 65 and 68. So, yeah, they playing some good football on Edgewater Drive right now, fellas.
Well, I like that. I tell you, man, just to back that up, I seen the ranking last week, been following everything, looking through, and what everything been going on, has been liking the stuff, resharing it, putting it out there, and seeing the breakdown how it go. A lot of people look at these rankings, they be like, oh, no, this team, this team, that. But them the one, we call them sideline ranking guys. I'm a sideline ranking guy, right? Oh, I'm a diehard this team, but I don't think they're looking at where you guys breaking it down. Because me and myself, I looked at it. I said, "What the world are you doing putting the Okoro on there?" And everybody know Apaka was down. They know they're gonna beat him and blow him out, case might be. But once again, I know and you know that Ocoee, once again, last year went deep in the playoff or did good for the playoff. There was a good Ocoee team last year, had the lead tackler on the team. So why not have them in the top 10 when all said and done? West Orange last year played well, went to the playoff, came back, shot some people. Regardless of someone get hurt or not, it's factored in part of the game. If he got hurt and he got hurt, hey, what do we got to do with it? That team should have a backup. Who said why all 5 got hurt? Hell, maybe they ain't conditioned enough. Maybe they ain't drink enough pickle juice. Maybe they ain't eat enough mustard. Maybe they ain't get enough IV. Or maybe they have no smelling salt. That got nothing to do with us, Evan High School. So guess what? West Orange prevailed when all said and done. When you look at Bishop Moore, and you look at Edgewater, when all said and done, Bishop Moore, Edgewater, hey, they're on the same road. Guess what? Edgewater, to my opinion, is supposed to beat Bishop Moore. But because Bishop Moore do a great job bringing guys in, same coach, 20, 30 year, great program, great system, they always going to play with the best. And don't forget, they do hold a state championship. Lake Mary itself, whether they came down and lost to Northern or not. Northern's a great inner city team, like you said. They still beat them. They would have been top 10, in my opinion, if they didn't beat Northern. Why? Because the game was good. The game was there. And if they wouldn't block that kick, lost in overtime, Lake Mary deserves still to be in the top 10 because you got a quarterback that get the job done and got coaches that get the job done. No if and buts about it. TFA. Hey, they play against 2 of the powerhouse teams in the damn country, my friend, in the country. So you got
damn country. You can say it. Yes.
So you got 2 guys like that. When they play, they try to hang it up with IMG, and then but hey, IMG did exactly what they really kind of supposed to do when all said and done. But then you line up against Milton without that quarterback. I'm excited to see them actually make adjustment, make changes, and score some points. The big time safety Devin stood up. Jackson stood up and made something happen. The D-line has some big sacks, whatever the case might be. When all said and done, Jones do what Jones do. Win big. And that's what they always did. And then they're nothing going to change it. They are not the old Jones. As Jones is here and they look where it look, they're going to be here to stay. Got people going to continue being part of great program, great coaches, and coach that put you in college. Great top 10, guys. Great top 10.
Now, I got to say something about this top 10. And here's a little thing for you guys. All right. Osceola, I think defensively, and the fact that they're in 7A, I think they're actually 6A or something, they get the nod because I feel like West Boca may be the only team that might compete with that defense. And so every year is a new team and a new roster. Everybody that talks trash on social media or texts us, guys, they live in the past. Every team is not the same team as last year. Everybody has new rebuild years, new teams, new rosters, new transfers, right? So everybody is looking at, because they went to the state title game, they should be right. No, just because you went to state and you won 3 years in a row doesn't mean Coco's automatically number 2 in the rankings or number 3. They got to prove themselves because guess what? That same Coco team that went to state last year and the year before ain't struggling with Merritt Island. They're not going to double overtime. They're not having 7 turnovers. It's a whole different team and a whole different year. Ocoee, same thing. Had a good year. They have a lot of transfers. Now, guess what? They put teams away that they're supposed to. Coco should have put Merritt Island away. 7 turnovers. That is not a coaching problem. That is a experience problem. That is getting kids new and acclimated into a system and trying to learn it fast because they have no experience. So Coco's going to have a little struggles, which is why O'Galley, a loaded roster, a new team this year, was ranked 4. Unfortunately, with the quarterback, we know how important that is. That hurts O'Galley. They're not the same football team. That's why they went from 4 to unranked, right? Same thing with whoever the other team that lost, Evans, right? We know the whole story. They're not the same loaded Evans team that's coming in healthy versus Apopka this week. They're not. They're banged up. They're not the same team. So guess what? We're not just going to foolishly rank them because everybody thinks, it's Evans. All of a sudden they had a hiccup game. No, we know the facts. We try to base solely on strength of schedule and what teams look like. And that's why our rankings are what they are. And and I'm going to end with this. I'm going to ask you all 3 in this if you guys want to comment on this. How can you say you're competing for a national championship when you're not even ranked the best team in your city or even ranked in the top 25 in your state, but yet you've claimed it since the offseason, not throwing any shots, but we know who we're talking about. You're in nobody's ranking. Is there a ranking out there that has TFA above Jones right now? I don't see it. And the same thing with Edgewater. There's some platforms that have Edgewater in the rankings above TFA nationally. just like Jones is above TFA nationally. So again, I love TFA. I hope they're trending in the right direction, but at the same time, it's going to take a couple years for them to be where they are saying they are. And I think they're going to get there. But right now, we all know Jones is the best team in the city, and I think they can give TFA a run for their money.
Absolutely. We have a little bit left. Guys, we're doing great on timing. This has been jam-packed. Coach Lowe, how you feeling over there, bro?
A run for their money? A run for their money, or can they beat them? Yes or no?
Jones beats TFA if they played right now.
Oh, okay. You talking about run for your money? But seriously though, I hear what you're saying. But I like what TFA got going. I think,
of course. I just said that. I like TFA and what they do. Of course, I don't think they're better than Jones.
Let's do this right here.
The depth, the coach. I mean, I love Jones in every facet of the game.
But I will say this: if I want to go athlete, pound for pound.
Oh, I mean, the roster at TFA is unbelievable. The third quarter, when you're in a banger with Jones, it's going to show the depth, and that's where Jones.
You want to put that way, but pound for pound on paper, where it looking, where them boy play, the coach and everything. I ain't gonna lie, that, and I watched TFA. TFA can play some doggone football.
Hey, but let's not remind you that American Heritage team that they played in state last year had dang near 17, 18 D1 athletes on that field, and Jones was one possession away from winning that football game with 5 D1 guys. So it comes down to coaching too, and depth really matters, and that's what's
coaching and quarterback.
Speaking to the top 10, we're going to get into our games of the week. Lake Nona versus Horizon. Baylin, you mentioned this earlier in the segment.
What you got, dog?
Hey, Horizon with the biggest upset. I don't care what anybody says about West Orange and whatever. Guys, the biggest upset was Horizon beating Olympia at Olympia week 1. I don't care what nobody says. That is not supposed to happen. And guess what? It did. And I think one of the things about
Olympia is Horizon. Olympia is Lake Nona.
Yeah. All right,
Olympia is the new Horizon.
Oh man, hey, I'm glad you said
that. Chill, bro. Hey, Jakari, I love you, Jakari. I ain't say that, man.
Jakari is my I ain't say Jakari because that's my guy. I coached him, play with my team. I talked to him today. But one guy
ain't enough, huh?
So Horizon
they got Wings over there too. They got little Eric Wings Jr.
Yeah, okay.
I'm with you, bro.
All right, Baylin. So who you got? Baylin, you got Horizon, right?
So basically, it comes down to, can Horizon do another crazy upset win? And I'm going to say absolutely not. Lake Nona is going to beat Horizon, even if it's Wildcat or not. I think they beat them by a couple scores. I'm taking Lake Nona in this matchup.
Yeah, I got Lake Nona too. That's exactly. Lake Nona. Yeah, I ain't picking Horizon.
Second game we got on the dot, Haggerty versus Boone. Both.
Second game we got Haggerty Boone.
Is that it? Is Haggerty playing Boone?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. What you mean?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, but in this matchup, I'm gonna go with Boone. I'm definitely gonna go rock out with Boone. I think the Johnson family is going to get it together, and they're going to continue this trend. I like my boy Noah at linebacker. I think last week Noah had like 15 plus tackles or something crazy like that. Yeah. TFA missed Noah, by the way. But anyway, he back home with his fam, with his Boone Braves. I like Boone all the way.
Yeah, Noah had 17 tackles that whooping against Dr. Phillip himself. So that was a lot. 15 last week. If I'm correct here, anywhere from 35 to 42 tackles, with including his assists in the last 2 games. So
I'm going to take the Boone Braves in this matchup. Ain't even close. I love Haggerty, what they did last week, and I think they had a really good showing against Lake Howell. But this ain't Lake Howell. This is Boone, an established tradition program who has a great offensive line, well coached. They're going to establish a line of scrimmage. I think the quarterback play could be a difference here with the experience of Sam Johnson. I think he's going to have a great game like he had last week against Mount Dora, and I think Boone rolls over Haggerty, and I believe it's at home. So it should be a good showing for the Braves.
Tavares versus South Lake.
South Lake. South Lake with Coach Lord is doing some great things. I love the fact, one thing about Coach Lord, he's going to put the right people in positions to coach these boys up. His discipline is second to none. He'll sit back on the sideline and watch the coach practice, and he just focus on all of the small details that make that thing stick together. They played great against Lake Nona and put it on Lake Nona pretty well in that preseason class or whatever we call it. And I watched some great things. They got a lot of young guys out there too that's doing well and some good coaches. I definitely like South Lake on this one against Tavares, especially in Tavares. Of course, Isaiah Williams is out. He's done. He's out for the year. You know, Florida State commit is done. The coaching staff are moved over to different places. It ain't Tavares. I mean, Coach Gavin Scott's doing his thing. I mean, Gavin's doing his thing, but he don't think have enough for South Lake Eagles. They pretty much rule out there. I'm excited to see South Lake play against East Ridge or something, but not this game.
Yeah, I'm rocking with you. I'm gonna go with South Lake. Yep, South Lake all the way. I love what Coach Lord is doing over there, the culture that he's bringing to that program. For so many years, we've seen Lake Minneola dominate Lake County. Nobody beat Lake Minneola in Lake County. Nope. It was kind of like what Cocoa is to Brevard, what Lakeland is to Polk County, what Jones is to Orange County. That's what Lake Minneola was for so many years. But I think we got a new kid on the block, and I think it's South Lake.
Exactly.
Look, guys, I got embarrassed last year when I picked against South Lake. And the only prediction we had all year when they played Leesburg, and they put me on their intercom, they put me on social media platforms, in their locker room. I have not forgotten about that. And I trained Trey this offseason. What a great quarterback he is. Coach Lord is a historical winningest coach in this area. And he still has his picture at Foundation. That's how much of a legacy he has. He's not even coaching at Foundation yet. His picture's still massive in their weight room, and I don't see that thing going anywhere anytime soon. I'm going to go with South Lake in this game. I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So, yeah, we're going to go South Lake in a big win, even if they had Isaiah Williams.
Cocoa Tigers getting against Mainland Buccaneers.
So, AJ,
yeah.
Mainland. Don't even talk about Cocoa. We already got into the Cocoa. Baylin. Mainly, Travis Rowland is gone. The coach is changing. People are not happy. They compare. I see it complaining. What is this? What is going on with Mainland? I see they didn't even play a game yet. They're gonna be their first game.
So that's the thing. So we had our top 10 released this week, and I think they were the ones that were upset the most about why they aren't ranked, especially after they beat Osceola in the kickoff classic, which we know means absolutely nothing. And they were up 13-0 in that game, pretty much the whole game until the fourth quarter when the Mainland came back. So I don't know if there was JV or what. I don't know. I'm not going to play that storyline. But the fact that they did not have a week 1 game is the reason why they're probably not ranked. It was a situation where all of us in a group chat was talking about it. I even had Mainland ranked actually at 10, and we talked about that. And actually, you know what? Why would we give a ranking and promote a team that didn't even play week 1? It doesn't make sense. And that's why you see the spot. And so Osceola earned that right to be in the top 10, whereas Mainland was still on the cusp. So that is still a football team that we're looking at. But I do not think they get it done this week. I think Cocoa Tigers get it together. They don't have 7 turnovers this week. I think they methodically beat Mainland, and I think it may be by 21-7, 28-7. But I think Cocoa does win this football game.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like Cocoa to win, but what I will say, I think that last week was good for Cocoa, and bad for Mainland because Mainland didn't play. So I do like Cocoa to go to Daytona and win. But what I will say about Mainland program is head coach Squatty Bell. He is a Buccaneer himself. He graduated, went to Mainland. He's the right man for the job. He's a good guy, good coach, but Mainland had one of the toughest schedules last year, and they have another tough schedule. So I'm not giving them no out, but their schedule is just like ridiculously tough. So they do need to get some wins early. But last year they did finish strong late last year, but man, they had one of the toughest schedules in the state.
They don't got DJ Murray either, baby. That kid was
The next game of the week that we have.
Lo, you pick this one first, Lo. Who you got?
Ocoee Knights.
I know you're waiting on this one.
The New Horizon. We should just
New Horizon. Same scores last week.
He finna give a score prediction. What'd you say?
Man, 47-0 like last week.
Yeah.
No, we gotta hear this. What's the score? What's gonna be the score?
42-0.
Oh God.
Man, well, you know what? I'm going to match Lowood. Lowood said 42-0. I think Ocoee wins again 47-0. They might put up a 50 burger on the new horizon, as Lowood says. Yeah, this is not going to be close. Tyson Davison's going to have a field day. If Horizon had over 250 yards of offense against Olympia, imagine what Ocoee's about to do with a guy like Tyson in the backfield at quarterback. So, yeah, this ain't going to be close. Hopefully they're – I don't know. The lights might go out early just so that's not as bad as it's going to look, because it's going to get ugly, guys. Whoa.
Yeah, I ain't gonna kill y'all Ocoee. I mean Olympia, but I'm gonna go with Ocoee on this one too. I'm gonna go to Ocoee on the big win.
The next one that's very interesting. Coach Lowe, stay in your seat now. Stay in your seat. Sit up. Edgewater against the NFL Academy.
Well, I tell you this right here. They're coming to Edgewater this year. They flip-flopped it. Last year, you see in the game last year, because last year Edgewater went there. Okay. And, you're talking about the Boston College, the Mars Fleming. You're talking about the Tyson Carter FIU, right? You're talking about Josh, that's University of South Dakota. So you got some guys that can play some football last year. Edgewater this year still have some guys. It's out. Their defense is fire. The linebacker probably some of the best linebacker
in the state.
Okay. Well, AJ, the state then. You got Miami Hurricane commit. You got Mercer. Let me tell you something. Aiden, the D tackle that going to Mercer,
play with him.
You know the only reason why anybody know the only reason that my understanding, he played us at Ocoee. That boy was a 5.0 when he was little. He's smart. Mercer have a great education at Mercer right there, and not too far from home too, right? But that boy can play some football. That defense is stellar performing. But then, hey, I got UConn quarterback. Not only can he throw, that boy's big and that boy can run. People don't understand.
It was a big reason why they won last year. Massive reason.
Yeah.
When he played the fresh All-American game, that boy struck down the sideline. I was like, what the world he doing? I thought he was a pocket quarterback. That boy can run. Edgewater doing a great thing. And they did keep, the coaching staff, some of the guys, they kept there to keep the culture going with the Herman Taylor and the Mr. Carter guys. But new coaching staff came in. They let the guys that bought in. They got a couple of transfers that came in. Got a little Emmanuel. I call him Little Carter brother. My little man, Little Cole. They got some guys that step up to the plate and doing some things. Offensive line. I just watched them a little bit. They got a little work doing that old line side of it. But what makes up not having the big, strong line is a guy like Carter Matt that can take off and run. But this team here coming in, they can play some football. They solid, they together, they got a system, but they are traveling a long way. So with that being said, that long distance, them traveling down here, playing in this weather, hot, cold, rainy, I got to get Edgewater edge on this one.
Yeah, I'll be at this game. The Eagles, Edgewater. I love Edgewater. Cardi Emmanuel, like you said, he's going to be a phenomenal player for Edgewater this year. He's going to carry them deep into the playoffs and make a run for a state championship, I believe. But when you talk about the players that they have some of the best talent in this area and in this state. The linebacking core is just ridiculous. But also when you look at JJ Edwards, you look at Saphir, you look at Cole. I mean, they just got pieces. Not to mention they added in Mike McClendon. I just love this team. This is a very good team. Damian Moore, he's going to be one of the best players in Central Florida. He's a two-way player for them. He's going to score a ton of touchdowns on running back, and he's going to make a ton of tackles. He's one of the most underrated players in this whole area. But yeah, I like Edgewater to win comfortably. I mean, like, I ain't saying like 35 points, but I like them to take control of this ball game and win comfortably.
Yeah, I mean, you guys said it all. I don't have to say anything. I think Edgewater wins. I don't care if it's in London. I don't care if it's in Europe. I don't care if it's in Orlando. I don't care if wherever they're going to play this football game, Edgewater Eagles will come down with the victory. So give me all Eagles on Friday night.
Hey, all right. And then we have First Academy against Central.
What you got, Lou?
Don't know a whole lot. I don't know a whole lot about, but I know right now Central Alabama is a #1 team in Alabama ranked right now coming in up there in Alabama. They know how you used to have the Hoover, used to have the all the top team, but this is the team, and they're why. And I want everybody to understand one thing too: the First Academy is playing the best team,
The best.
the best.
All these teams won state championships.
First Academy could have went and played all the teams that just a private school or a Christian school based on low level. They want to play the best of the best. So that's what make them one of the best team. You know, like I say, people might argue with Jones TFA, but you got to keep it real. When you win the lineup against the best teams in the country, and then you play a team and you score, now you're scoring some point. IMG might have beat them, but they scored. They have some change the first time. And don't forget, IMG got 4 Central Florida players on their team that played a great game against them. So bring them on back home. Might be a different story. Anyway, but I tell you, First Academy, I feel like the way they move and how they played Milton and the way they're moving, living, getting points on the board and moving that ball around. I don't know. I think this is the time. This is time for the First Academy to get the win. Third game at home. Third's a charm on this one right here. First Academy get their win today.
Who I'm up?
Yes, sir.
Let me see, man. Because I'm already down a pick. You know, I went 4-4. Baylin, you go, man. I need a couple more seconds to think, dog. I need a couple more seconds.
Yeah.
Baylin, it got the click.
Yeah, I think that I'm gonna be honest with you, though. I think after this game, the next 4 games after this, I think TFA is going to hand business. I think they're going to win 4 straight games after this week. But I am going to definitely, until I see something otherwise, they're not ready to compete with the national powerhouse team. So I'm going to take Central in this matchup. But I do want to see TFA still compete and hopefully pull off an upset win. But they are going to win the next several games after this. So this is the last hurdle. But to all the people that want to complain about TFA and why they're still ranked, they're 0-1. Everybody looks at record, but I love how we talk about strength of schedule and how about competition. That's what matters in rankings. Do you think because Alabama loses to Vanderbilt, they go from #1 and they drop to 4? They're not going to drop out of the top 10 just because they lost to Vanderbilt. It's reality. Upsets happen, unfortunately. But if we lined up every single time, 9 times out of 10, that upset's not happening. And so when you look at 0-1, yeah, anybody that plays IMG, anybody that's playing Milton in this area, other than maybe Jones and Edgewater, you're probably getting that nice 2-piece punch. So we're not even talk about that. So yeah, I think First Academy, even though if they lose this game, they'll still be ranked top 3 in our rankings. I can say unless it's just ugly, but I think they're competitive. I think last week was a good showing, but I do think Central wins Friday night.
You know what? I did a little research, and in my research, I realized that Central lost a lot of talent. The leading receiver, the leading the quarterback, and the leading rusher, they're all gone. They ain't walking through that door. So I'm gonna go with TFA. I think that TFA gonna figure it out. I think it's week 3. I think that Milton is a better team than this Central Alabama team, and I think that the quarterback situation, I think it was good for TFA. I think they're going to figure it out. They're going to play a little 2-man game between Landon and Brian Dillard. The receiving core, though, I'm challenging the receiving core. Meat Shop, Dimitri McCray. I'm challenging you, big dog. You are way too good. I need more production, dog. Like, I love your game. I love everything about your game. Being the dog that I know that you are. If he can take his game to the next level, that's going to help the whole team. So I ain't putting it all on you, Meat Shop, but I'm putting it on your shoulder this week, dog. Go out and have a great game, and I think TFA wins.
Yeah, it is.
I hear you. Game of the week. Lake Mary Rams versus the Osceola Cowboys.
What you got, Lo?
Well, let me ask you something. Did Miami Norland? I didn't catch that game. What was the offense for Miami Norland?
They ran a spread. Yeah, Kai Moore had a great game, by the way.
Osceola finna run that ball.
Yep.
Yeah, they are.
sometimes that changed the game. Number one, what does it do? If they run the ball, it grinds up the what? The clock.
Now, I will say this, though. I will say this. Norland ran the spread offense, but they had a great running game. I think the running back had over 100 yards, so he was running the rock. But he was also, in that fourth quarter, getting absolutely tagged. They didn't get a first down in the fourth quarter, the last 9 minutes. And they tried to run heavily on him because they were trying to kill the clock, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah, I think that's why I look at it. Every time you play Osceola, like last year, Lake Mary Osceola last year.
Yeah, but remember, but what happened last year? They didn't get a first down till 4 minutes left in the game. Osceola.
But that's that Novocaine. That's that Novocaine. That's that It keep coming. It keep coming. That's that Novocaine. That
Think about it, Lo. They didn't get Osceola did not get a first down till 4 minutes in the football game.
That's all it takes.
That's when I talk about coaching, because you can run all you want, but I think when you have a formula, because it's hard to prepare for a triple option in 1 week. But when you have a coach who understands the formula and how to stop a triple option and your assignment and gap scheme and understanding fundamentals of what you're being taught on how to watch how this offense operates, they did at a high level. Now, obviously, they had Luke Preto and some dogs last year that actually understood the game. They're going to have a lot of new faces on defense. But I think if they play fundamental football, which that's what Lake Mary is known for, regardless if they're more athletic or not, which we know they haven't really had the most talent, but they've always been fundamentally sound. If they do that on Friday night, which I think they are going to do, they're going to have I wouldn't say easy win, but I do think Lake Mary, because they can score points, they're going to beat Osceola, I would say, 21-7, 21-14, something like that, because the defense is still really good. I just don't think they're as experienced as last year's team that was loaded, and they still went to work. And Noah had a phenomenal game against Osceola at home last year. They beat them 24-7 after being up 24-0 most of the game. So I think that when you have a coordinator like Lake Mary that understands the triple option and understands fundamental football, I don't care if you have talent or not, if they're always in the right place at the right time to make a play. And you mentioned it earlier, Lo, what happened? A lot of this offense is really geared towards what? Your quarterback. Can he make plays with his feet? And guess what? They lost your boy Cameron West to Dr. Phillips. That was a massive part of that offense last year, the run game. And against Jones last year, he separated himself. He was that guy on the field. And so now you have a new kid who was a backup at Jones last year, now taking the starting role at Osceola, who's never been in the spotlight before. That's going to be tough. Can they score points, enough points to hang with a guy who just put up 30 against Norland, who has a completely different defense athletically than I would say Osceola at this point right now?
Well, I tell you this, I'll leave it this here, and that makes it just very convincing there, my brother, very convincing. I will tell you this right here. Lake Mary is on a high, and their confidence is high. They come up, play against a team like that, and come back like that. They show you they don't quit. They don't quit until it's over. They have this mentality. What's the score first quarter? 0-0. Second quarter, 0-0. Third quarter, 0-0. What's the fourth quarter score? 0-0. Then we win. I like Lake Mary.
Ooh.
That was good. I like that.
All right, so look, man, them Lake Mary folk killed me. They was on my head all week, right? So, I mean, I kind of feel bad, like I feel like a traitor a little bit, but I was born and raised in Miami at the end of the day, so I don't feel so bad. But this Osceola game, man, I do not want to pick this game, dog. This game right here, I got so many kinfolk on both sides, but I think Osceola has the best athletes on the field, just being realistic. Elijah Jenkins, Kyrie Watson. I think those two guys are the best two athletes that are going to be on the field on Friday night. But Lake Mary is going to have this wide receiver he's virtually unguardable.
You love this guy.
He is the ultimate mismatch, and they got one of the best quarterbacks in Florida history. So for that reason, I'm gonna have to go with Lake Mary, man. I think it's gonna be a close game. I'm not sleeping on Osceola though, because if Osceola wins this game, I wouldn't be surprised, but I would be a little bit surprised. So I'm gonna pick Lake Mary.
It is.
Guys, it's been a jam-packed show. Man, we just finished, recapping week 1. Looking forward to week 2 matchups. Coach Lowe, thank you for joining us for week 2. Always a pleasure to see you in the building. Much success and traveling grace as you finish up your camps and whatnot. Baylin, where are you going to be at on Friday?
I'm going to be at the Lake Mary Osceola game. I'm going to fly back. I fly out tomorrow morning to watch Elon take on Duke, train the quarterback at Elon, Landon Clark. It's going to be his first ever start as a redshirt freshman. So I'm going to make that game out there. And then I'm going to fly back Friday morning. And I'll hopefully, Lord willing, be at the Lake Mary Osceola game. Hopefully I get better treated this time, not get kicked off the sideline. But after this prediction, I'm pretty sure it'll be the same results. Go watch in the stands, buddy, because you don't like us. But that's not the case. I love every team. I just, we make predictions and we have opinions just like everybody else. It is what it is. But yeah, I'll be regardless if I'm on the sideline or in the stands with the Grubs, I'm going to be at the Lake Mary Osceola game.
AJ, where are you going to be at on Friday?
Friday, I'll be at Edgewater to see them beat and dominate NFL Europe Academy, whatever their name is. I'll be at to watch that game. Edgewater got the victory last year, and I like them to do the same thing this year. I think Coach Browning and staff had the Eagles heading in the right direction. So, yeah, I'll be there.
Coach Lowe, what you got going on Friday? Where you going to be at?
Well, first of all, I got 11 o'clock at UCF with my daughter from Norfolk State battle. UC Riverside, 4 o'clock. She's going to go ahead and battle UT Chattanooga. And then at 6 o'clock, I'm going to head over to the TFA. That's my guys. They're my guys over there. I mean, I'm an APK guy, but I'm going to catch the next right game. But as right now, I'm riding over there with TFA again and to support that and get a breakdown. I'm just excited to see national talent every doggone week. It's just crazy. When do you get to see that like that? And plus, it's so fun. I've been blessed to be able to do camps around the country. So every time I go, I know somebody on the other side from out of the country. So it's great to walk up and say, "What's up?" And first thing they say is, "How you feel?" And I say, "Fired up."
Listen, man, thank you guys for joining us on episode 2 on the Central Florida High School Scoreboard Show presented by Influencer Council. We will see you guys.
You saw that, you. You saw that, you. Yeah,
next week.
All right. Go Canes. Enjoy college football, guys, also. It's a big weekend for college football. Go Canes, as I said. We'll be there. Hard Rock Stadium's going to be live. I'm taking my son and my wife, both my sons, my first game. Well, my son River's first game at Miami, so it's going to be good.
No doubt.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Same place, same time next week. See you then.
Peace.
Peace.
Varsity Sports Nation. Unleash the champion.